Okay, good day everyone. It's Total Investor here, everyone's favorite YouTube investment channel. Today, we are going to be looking at penny stocks. Okay, now for those who are new to this channel, what we normally do is try to find trading and investment opportunities in stocks, commodities, or even cryptos, where we can make some good money, whether it's short term, intermediate term, maybe even long term. And what we do is we look at chart patterns. Okay, so this is strictly looking at technical analysis. Okay, just before I go any further, everything I say is for educational purposes only. Nothing should be thought of as being financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. Okay, and before we go any further, every stock that I mention, I do not have a position in it. I'm neither long nor short. Okay, for the record. Let's start off with the very first one, Ascent Solar Technologies, ASTI. Okay, from this chart we can see that it started off, this is a micro penny, if you want to call it that, way back in November, so at the end of last year, and it rocketed up to 9 cents. That is a big percentage move. Since then, it has pulled back that's probably about almost 90% of its upward move. So a huge pullback. It found the floor at just above 1 penny. That's probably about 1.25 cents. Okay, it found that floor about a month and a half ago, and it touched it once, twice, and a few times. At the end of July, we may have found, or we might be moving up from here. It just has to break this previous high that it had at the early July. Okay, it is above the 10-day moving average. It's above the 50-day moving average. The DIs have crossed into positive territory, and the RSI also broke above 50, so that's bullish. So everything is on the go here. We even had a little bit of a pop in the volume. Okay, so that looks bullish from here. Next, DMG Blockchain Solutions, DMGGF. Okay, this too, similarly to the previous stock, started off very low at the pennies. I think this was at around 10 cents or even just below that back in November. That rocketed all the way up to $4.50. Okay, 45 times your money in just a couple of months. But it's had a massive pullback, about 90% of that advance. And we finally found a floor back where it had a floor back in the end of last year in the upper 40s. Okay. Came back to that same level here, bounced off, and it moved up. It's about doubled since that recent low that it made. Okay, the moving averages are crossed. The 10-day crossed above the 50-day. The stock is above both moving averages. That's bullish. A couple of trading days ago, the stock broke above the 50 on the RSI, consolidated a little bit, and then jumped up. That's bullish. And the DIs crossed at about the same time. So that's bullish. Plus, we got a little bit of a jump in the volume. Okay, so everything looks good from here. Although, keep in mind, we're at 73. Starting to get a little bit of extended in the very short term. Might pull back, but intermediate term, we're still looking very bullish. Next, Future Fintech Group, FTFT. This stock pulled back from its high that it made in mid-February, and this is the downtrend line that I just drew, and it touched it once, twice, 3 times. It finally broke through that just a couple of trading days ago. I believe that was Monday's trading day. Found the floor right near the previous low that it made in early May. And this is around, I believe it's 230, give or take. Had a nice big jump on some good volume, 14 million shares on Friday. The DIs have crossed into bullish territory. The stock is above the 10-day and it's just at the 50-day. The RSI closed above 50, so that's bullish. Everything is looking good from here. Please keep in mind this one and the previous two, these are crypto-related stocks, if you want to call them that. So they will do well if crypto continues to do well. If they pull back, then these are going to have some trouble as well. So please keep that in mind. Next, Digihost Technology, HSSHF. Again, as the first two that I showed you, this was a penny stock going back late last year at around 10 to 20 cents. Rocketed up beyond $4.50. I think that was actually $4.70. And since then, it's pulled back big time percentage-wise. I drew support level. This was actually resistance. Resistance became support once, twice, three times. Okay, so we found support at just below $1, and the stock finally broke this trend line, going back to those highs back in February. It broke that a couple of weeks ago in mid-July. The stock is now above the 10-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, looking to move higher. Possibly 250 will be the next level. The RSI is above 50. That's what you want to see. That's bullish. And a couple of trading days ago, the stock, the DI levels have crossed the bullish territory. So everything looks good from here. Next, Region Biopharma, RGBP. Okay. After this massive jump here from under a penny, I believe this was something like 0.2 of a penny all the way up to 8 cents, pulled back, found a floor at just over a penny, and we've consolidated since mid-May. So we have several months of lateral movement. It looks like it bounced off support here just a couple of trading days ago, and now we're at the upper level of that trading range. If it can break through this on some good volume, well, we could be going up to those old highs. Okay, is it worth a trade? Maybe. We've got it's currently trading above both moving averages. That's bullish. Crossed above the 50 level on the RSI. That's good. And the DIs are in bullish territory. So everything looks good. Waiting for a nice breakout. Hopefully that'll be on some good volume. Okay. Looks like a good risk-reward ratio play. Okay. Next, Rushnet, RSHN. This is more of a recent mover. Started off on June the 1st, went from approximately 1/10 of a penny all the way up to 2.5 cents. Pulled back, and it found a floor at around 0.004. Okay, that's 0.4 of a penny, and it has pulled back. It is also on or just above the upward trend line that I drew here. Okay. The stock RSI is at 52. That's where we want to see it. Hopefully it'll move higher along with the stock price. And what I don't have here is an indicator that actually works quite well with this particular stock, and that is the stochastics. They have replicated this particular movement in the stock. So if we see the stock moving higher, it will show up in the stochastics. And I think that this could be another good risk-reward trade. Obviously, with everything that you see here, you gotta trade it with stops because they are very volatile. You've seen them, pull back 90%, even more, And they can do that in just a very short period of time. Look at this candle. Okay, just a matter of days, it pulled back. What is that? That's it's got to be more than 80% just right there. Okay, but if we're looking at what it's doing right now, it's just above support here on this trend line. So we've got a good risk-reward play here. It's not a guarantee that it's going to go higher, but something to look at and consider. Finally, the last one here, we've got Westport. This one has been, this is an oldie, and it's not really a true penny stock, but I found this. I think that you might like it. It's topped out back in February at around 13 bucks, pulled back just below $4, where it had support originally back in late last year in November. Okay, so found support also, so that's a good sign. Just recently, from this high back in late May, I drew a trend line. It hit it several times. It broke through that trend line just on Friday. Okay, and on massive volume, 18.6 million shares. The stock is now broken through that trend line. We are above the 10-day moving average, pretty much on the 50-day moving average. The DIs have crossed, and the RSI crossed above 50. The only thing I don't like about this is that it left a gap. Sometimes, not always, sometimes stocks immediately pull back to fill the gap. We'll see what happens on Monday. Okay, so keep your eye on this one. Again, nothing that I say should be considered as financial advice. It's strictly educational. And if you want to continue to see more of these trading opportunities, investments, you must subscribe to this channel. Below the video, there's a big red button that says subscribe. Please click it. YouTube will notify you when a new video comes out. Okay? Also, feel free to comment on these particular stocks or any questions that you might have. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And on that note, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.